Come here. Come here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just like that. All close. Yes, just like that. Hi. Yeah, shh. It's okay. You just be right here against me now, okay? Nice and warm and cozy. Exactly. Yeah, let's wrap this all the way around you. There we go. Tuck you in. And you can steal all of my body heat. Yes, it's all yours. There we go. Shh. Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you a story of mine. Yeah, I'll tell you a story of the first time I went traveling on my own. So I traveled many times with my family. Obviously, we went to Spain every year to visit my family. So I was very accustomed to like airports and travels. And well, hey, after my parents' divorce, I kind of started hanging out with the wrong people. I didn't attend high school like I should. I was not paying attention in class. I was kind of losing myself and my own habits. My dad had moved to Spain and my mom stopped living with me. She lived with her new boyfriend. And it was a difficult time for me, especially because the people, my friends from high school, were really big into drinking and we went out a lot and I couldn't afford paying for the alcohol or anything like that. So they just kind of provided for me, but I was like indebted to them a little bit. And it was difficult. It really was. But I had this friend group that I've had for a while from England. It was 3 or 4 guys who I played League of Legends with. A game I really spent a lot of time playing back as a teenager. This is more than 15 years ago. I feel like it's a long time ago since I played a lot of League of Legends, but that was the game I played and really enjoyed, especially being in like a group chat online on Skype. We did a lot of that. And when they suggested, like, while they were getting together for ComicCon in London, I think I just kind of joked around with going, and they were like, "You should absolutely go." And I was still like underage at the time, so I wasn't sure whether or not that was like possible. But I found out you can just buy the airplane tickets, and they were pretty cheap. The tickets from Copenhagen to London is, I think at the time I paid almost nothing. Yeah, like barely $20. It was really, really, really cheap to fly to London. So most expensive part was paying part of the rent for the flat that they'd gotten next to ComicCon for all of us to kind of sleep in. And I slept, I remember, on a couch. In the end, it was not particularly nice. I don't remember a lot of things from the trip, but I remember being really excited to go. I remember feeling free. yeah, there was that feeling when I flew there and landed that I was just doing something for me, doing something that wasn't anything to do with my family. It wasn't anything to do with school or the friends that I had there. It was just something for me and my gamer friends. And I was talking to them pretty frequently at this point. So it really was the people that I had connected with the most for a long time. And we met. And I remember a couple of things from the trip. This is a long time ago now, but I remember them just being so friendly and sweet to me. I remember long lines trying to get into ComicCon. I remember like hanging out and playing Magic the Gathering together in the flat. And we decided to go out. They were a little older than me. So they wanted to go to this this bar, this esports bar in London that had opened. And this was at a time where esports was like a new growing thing. It was very niche. But we went out and I was underage. And I lied about I remember showing my ID at the bar. He ID'd me, the barkeeper, at this pub. And he couldn't read the because it was a Danish. I didn't show my passport, and I obviously didn't have a driver's license, but I had my like health insurance or like security, like a yellow like health card that you bring when you have to go to the doctor. And he could not find heads or tails in it and just kind of trusted my word that if I was gonna show him, because my health date is like, it did say 19, my birth year and stuff, but it's it was just really funny because he just for some, maybe his math was off, but I was like 15 or 16 at this time. And yeah, he let me buy alcohol there, which I think is a pretty big crime in the UK, but selling to underage people. We had some beers and watched some esports. I think they were playing like Counter-Strike on the screens in there. And then we went to one of my friends' house and met his brother and his parents. And funny story, he actually a couple of years ago invited me to his wedding, which I had to decline because he wanted his wedding in Barbados because he has family there. Crazy invite out of nowhere. We hadn't been speaking for a long time, which is really sweet, honestly. I kind of regret not going now that I think about it. But yeah, that was a really like interesting trip for me, and I think it sort of marked the beginning of my independence and in my longing to be with the people that care about me and spend time with me and aren't necessarily interested in what they can get out of me. I think that's something that kind of became very thematic in my life when I think back on it, is that whenever I did end up surrounding myself with people that cared about me and didn't try to take advantage of me and my interest in making others happy, because I do think I fall into that trap of like being a people pleaser. And I don't think necessarily that it's a bad thing. I like that about me. I just do think that some people take advantage of you if you're not careful. And I definitely have encountered people that have done that in my life. But whenever I do end up surrounding myself with people that don't and respect me and don't take me for granted, and yeah, it's such a good time. And the funny thing is, I do seem to find them on the internet. Like, I find someone, become really good friends with them, and we talk a lot. Then we meet, and we like figure out that it's really nice. Yeah, I think there's something so inherently beautiful in connecting with someone where you're like able to get to know them without knowing them. You don't know about their past. You don't know necessarily what like has defined them up until that point. A lot of the times the people that we see and meet offline are people in the same environment as us, or people that we can know about from people around us. Can I ask, like, hey, who's this person, you know? What can you tell me about them? And that independence from their past kind of gives them the liberty to shape themselves as they are now to you. The way that they interact with you kind of is how they want to be perceived, and because of that you kind of get this mutual like connection of minds as they are instead of who they've been. And I like that a lot. I think it leads to a very unique type of connection that I've come to cherish from a lot of the friendships that I've made in my life. You cozy? Yeah, just like this. It's been so cold. It's been so cold. I'm really looking forward to the heat coming back, to the sun heating my skin. That's all I really want. I quite like it. I catch myself closing my eyes whenever I'm next to the window and just pretending that the temperature that I'm feeling inside is the temperature outside, and that the light on my skin is warmer than it is. Just for a few seconds I can suspend disbelief and feel like indeed it is warm, and yeah, it is quite lovely. It's a little silly, I admit, pretending that it's warmer than it is, but I like doing it. I shaved a few days ago. I didn't remove all of I just kept it down to a stubble, but I don't know, I feel like I should shave again. I like keeping it like at a specific length. And there's some qualities to having it clean shaven for sure, but the stubble kind of works for me, I think. Both like looks, I think it looks nice, but also because it just feels kind of comfy. I do like whenever my mustache gets longer that I can kind of twirl, especially if I'm like studying chess or something. I catch myself twirling a little bit. Yes. It's silly. I know, it's very silly. Yeah. last game that I played. I was quite happy with the way that I played that game. I think there were a few like inaccuracies, but I managed to convert a winning position into a win. My opponent resigned around move 30. Dropped a piece at the end, but I was already winning in a better position by then. Just a matter of technique at the end. I was watching this video of, there's I want to say pretty famous chess instructor called Jakob Ågård, which is a Dane that's moved to Scotland, I think, at some point. And he kind of wrote a bunch of books and still does a lot of like chess coaching camps and chess coaching in general. And I was watching him review one of his students' games, and he talked about something that I really found quite fascinating that I'm going to try to remember in my own playing, about how you want to play things that feel naturally like good to you, so that you have to spend less time calculating. Like finding simple, strategic, natural plans usually lead to positions that are easier for you to like solve later on, if everything is where you kind of want it to be, instead of finding unnatural positions, because it's harder to figure out things that aren't familiar to you. Yeah, it was really interesting, and I found it quite like an intriguing concept. Yeah. Do you mind my rambles? Is it okay that I just kind of yap at you? I wonder if you've fallen asleep. I wonder what your shoulders would feel like. My fingertips running along right there, yes. You know exactly where. Right there. I think it's one of the most frustrating things for me, how much of a physical touch person I am. I love touching and squeezing and hugging, and then I make a lot of friendships online where there's no touch, there's no hug, there's no eye contact, and I think it is deeply frustrating. It's like it's like a sadistic like self-infliction to have these connections with people that I can't just grab and, you know what I mean? It's very frustrating. It's the connections you can make through even something like this, where you're just listening to me and I'm talking to you. Hey, I can't just hug you and hold you, and I want to. I do. And it's not hyperbole. It's not something I'm just saying. I genuinely want to hold you. I love holding people, especially those that care to listen to me, spend time with me. I saw a friend the other day, and that hug was so good. Still thinking about it. He gave me such a nice hug, and I really appreciated it. I needed it. I had a really rough time, and I think there's something so beautiful in that unspoken physical affection and friendly affection too. I'm not just talking about like romantic or sexual intimacy. but like just for a fellow human, without any implications. Sometimes that can be frustrating too for me. It's hard to navigate. Oh, you're doing such a good job lying here against me. I think so. You are. You're doing such a good job. Yes. Sometimes we just need to be held and have someone yap at us for a little while. I know, because that's what I need too. I find it so cathartic to be able to do this. I find it to be an immense resource of comfort for myself to be able to know that I can provide for you in a soft and silly sometimes way. Not something super serious, not a big deal. But just this, and it's nice, and it's what it is, I'm not able to make you soup and feed you like I want to, but I can talk and help you imagine and share my stories and my own imagination, because you care to listen. And I think sometimes you might underestimate just how much you do for me by just listening. You ever thought about that? You know how people always say that one of the great qualities of a friend is to be a good listener? Well, you're being a good listener. And even if you've fallen asleep, even if your mind is somewhere else, or you're busy doing some work, all the chores that you've been putting off, you're letting me talk and ramble and sigh, and laugh, and sometimes I moan and whimper and purr. I make all sorts of noises, don't I? Yeah, I do. And have been making them for a long time. 12 years? Yeah, 12 years is how long I've been making noise into a microphone and sharing it on the internet. I feel like that's a long time. And I've changed a lot. My voice has changed a lot. My accent changes all the time, still. But my desire for this, I don't think has wavered. My desire to help you feel good and create something together. No, that's still very much there. I don't think that's going anywhere either. It's such a integral part of who I am, I feel. And it'll change, like the shape of it, how it is, and the themes, and by whatever pulls my interest at the time. And that's okay. We all change with time, as we should. Didn't mean to become all preachy. I've got this blanket, and the vent is going because it's cold, and the house needs to stay warm. Yeah. But maybe I've yapped enough. Maybe it's your turn to talk to me. Yeah, I'm gonna do something that I do sometimes and let you talk for a few minutes. I'm just gonna be here. Obviously I can't hear you, but I'll know that you're talking, and I'll do my best to give you space. And you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. You can also say it just in your head. Imagine that you're saying it, or just enjoy listening to me breathe. Either way, I'll be quiet here for a few minutes, okay? Good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just rubbing my right shoulder. I'm a little tense. You'd help me out, wouldn't you? Just squeeze. Yeah. Right there. It feels good to relax, to just spend some time together. Mm. 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 Mhm. Mhm. Hmm. Yeah. I really like having my hair pulled. Yeah, I do. Just like grab a big handful and just squeeze and pull. I like that quite a lot. Just kind of direct my head, move it to wherever you want it. I like fingernails on my skin. I like when it hurts. Just enough, being scratched. Oh, it's so good being scratched on my back and my shoulders, my neck, my scalp. Mm-hmm. You can be gentle with me, but I don't mind it if it's just a little rough. Oh, it's so satisfying. And I don't mind if you leave marks on me. Nope. Mm-mm-mm. That way later when I'm in the kitchen, or just when we're in bed, you can see where you scratched me earlier. I don't mind that at all. Mm. Hmm. 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 You like thinking about it? About where you'd scratch me, touch me? Mm-hmm. I certainly do. Like imagining it, where you touch. Or maybe I like it a little too much. No such thing as too much. I suppose you're right. Maybe I just like it a perfect amount. Perfect amount. Let me make sure I pronounce the words right. Mm. Yes. Mm. Mhm. Yeah, that's it. Mhm. Mhm. Just like this. Just relaxing together. Yes. Just relax. Yes. Yes. Good job. Really good job. You're doing such a good job relaxing with me. Yes, you are. Just relax. Yeah, my hair is a little scritchy. Like I said, like being scratched all over. Mhm. 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 My neck is so sore. Oh. Mhm. 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 Yeah. I'm just stretching a little. It's good to stretch, isn't it? Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Thank you for listening. And I'll be right here. I'll make more of these. And I've made so many others that you can listen to. But I'll be right here. And if you have something on your mind, you can write a little thing, comment or something, or send me a message. Okay? Here at the end, I'll give you a little kiss. And you can imagine it wherever you'd like it to be, okay? That'll just be for you.